Creating great YouTube videos that actually get views and actually perform well, it all starts with the home studio. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you all the common mistakes that I see our clients doing that really kind of hurt their video's performance. And my guess is that you're probably making some of the same mistakes too. And so I'm going to show you exactly how you can fix those things. So if that sounds good to you, let's go ahead and dive right in with mistake number one, and that's not having a hair light. The hair light kind of like brings you out of the background, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn mine off right now so you can see what it would look like, the difference would look like without the hair light. Maybe it's not a huge difference. Maybe you can't really tell because I have so many other things going right, but let me just go ahead and turn that back on so you can see exactly what I'm talking about there. And there we go. Just lights up the top of me a little bit more and helps bring me out from behind this background. I have a good background that's lit up and stuff, but if I didn't have a lit background, then I would look a little darker and I wouldn't pop as much. The next mistake I see all the time is also something that has to do with lighting, and that's dark shadows around the eyes. So if I was to go ahead and like turn off one of these lights, and I'll go ahead and do that now. Okay, so this key light right here is now off, and you can see that really this side of my face is darker. It's still an okay cinematic look, but it's kind of creating like these dark shadows under my eyes, and it's a look that I don't like. I don't like when my eyes look kind of like I got black eyes. So the way to solve this is you need a 3-point lighting system. You need a key light and a fill light. I would have, over here on this side, I would have some dark angles, but I have what's called a fill light that's just gonna fill the rest of my face and just light me evenly. And that's one of the mistakes I see, is that people will have these dark shadows. If you have a room light in your room casting down on you, then you'll have dark shadows on both sides. Then maybe you light yourself up here. You need to light yourself up here as well to take away those dark shadows. So, all right, there we go. I went and turned that key light back on, and you can see that it lights me a lot better and creates a better shot. Another common mistake I see all the time is echoey audio, right? When your audio kind of sounds echoey, like you're in an echoey room, and that's exactly how this room is here. I mean, I've done some things, some sound panels. You can do that too, put carpet in, blinds on the windows and stuff, but truly what's gonna matter the most is the type of mic that you're using. So my recommendation is, if you are in a room that has some echo in it, is that you use a lav mic just like this. This is the Smart Lav Mic Plus by Rode, and it's a good mic. It can plug directly into your phone. It can plug directly into my DSLR camera with another kind of like adapter type cord. But nonetheless, it's a great one. And there's a ton of other ones too that are wireless that I would recommend even more than this one. But if you do have echoey audio, get yourself a lav mic. Another solution to echoey audio is kind of one of these podcasting type mics. These will also solve that as well, and a lot of times can plug directly into your computer. Another super common mistake that I see is that people like to shoot their videos backed up against the wall. Like they'll find a white wall in their house and they'll go right backed up to it, get a couple lights on them, and then hit record on their camera. But that's a mistake, because number one, it's going to cast shadows onto your wall, and number two, it's not going to create any depth. So what you're seeing here is I'm in a room, that's a corner back there. I have, a 3-point lighting system here. And then I also have my background lit up, because if I didn't, then you would see shadows, right? These lights here would hit me, they would cast shadows behind me. And the depth just in general creates for a lot better shot. It allows for like that blurry bokeh background is what it's called. And so if you're pushed up against the wall, it just doesn't create like different dimensions, right? It doesn't create any kind of depth in the shot. I have, a light way back there. This light right here is a little bit closer. And then myself, I'm here. And so you're able to get that blurry background, and it just creates a better shot. So you definitely want some depth of field when you go to create your videos. Another common mistake is your framing, a lot of poor framing. You can see that here I got, some really good lines in my frame. You can see that, I've definitely put some thought into my YouTube studio here. And so that's the thing, is like, you don't want to like be sitting here with a plant sticking out of your head over here and then another thing sticking out over here, and just kind of looks weird. You want to kind of be intentional with the shot that you're getting and frame it up so it looks nice. And with that said, you want to put some thought into the setup, right? Like I said, I do have some things here. I have this black, I guess, background right here. It's actually a backdrop to take photos or create videos. And then I also have this black, these are blinds. This is a window right here with some blinds over it. And then of course I position these other lights here to kind of just give me a little bit more to look at, a little bit more depth. And so I would recommend you do the same, is you be intentional with the background that you set up. The next mistake that I see a lot of people make, I actually just thought of it real quick because I'm doing it myself a little bit, is they don't look into the lens, they look up. Like they look up into the little screen, or they look up into maybe a teleprompter or something like I'm doing right now. And that's a common mistake. You gotta lock in on the lens. Otherwise, it doesn't look like you're looking directly into the camera, and it's just a common mistake. There's so many of these mistakes. And the next one is like using a ring light and like turning it all the way up and just blowing out your face, where you just kind of look like you're staring into the sun. All you see is like white across their entire face and body. And that's another mistake that people will use when they put the ring light too close, so they just turn it up too much, something you want to try to avoid. The next mistake is the headspace, right, above your shot. You don't want to have too much space up here. Sometimes people have so much space up there, or the opposite, it'll be down and they'll cut off the top of their head. You want to try to make that like as minimal as possible. There's a kind of a balance there, but for me, I always just go for like, let me just make sure no matter what, my head's not going to be out of the shot. And then that's good enough for me, but I still want to get it as close as possible. And another mistake is if you are using a teleprompter, on this video I'm not, sometimes I do, is you want to make sure that you practice using a teleprompter before you go and publish your videos, because it does take practice and people will be able to tell if you're just straight up reading off of it. Like you need to like look away sometimes, you need to like blink sometimes to make it look natural when you're using a teleprompter. And if you are using one that's like on your phone, those ones are not that great because it's not directly over the lens. I'm talking about like a teleprompter that goes right on the lens. So when you are reading it, at least you're looking into the lens, because on your phone, the camera's like above it, right? If you're using that kind of that front facing camera, it's above where the text would be. And so that's a mistake. I see a lot of people do that, and it's just, it doesn't create for an authentic video. And I'm just gonna put this last one out there, and that's the mistake that we see where people come up and say, hey, you only need your cell phone. That's all you need to create a YouTube video. And like, maybe that was true a while ago, but nowadays I feel like you need to use a DSLR or a mirrorless camera. You need to spend the money and get a lens. And, you know, you're looking at $2,000 can get you an extremely good setup. And if that's out of your budget, then it's out of your budget. It shouldn't stop you from creating, but I would recommend that you get something like a Canon M6 Mark II. Get the little speed booster. It's called a Voltrox speed booster. That's going to allow you to lower your aperture. It's going to allow you to get the super blurry backgrounds. And then I like the Sigma 18 to 35 millimeter lens. That's the one that I'm using right now. And that's my setup actually. And I love this camera for a lot of different reasons. It can do slow-mo, it can do 4K. You can plug it directly in your computer and use it as a webcam. That's my recommendation, is that you upgrade your camera, and it takes a little bit of a learning curve there too. But in the end, you want to create the best videos possible because you're going to be investing a lot of time, effort, and energy into this YouTube channel. So why not start it on the right path with a great home studio setup, not making any of the mistakes that I mentioned in this video. And yeah, hey, I got other videos just like this on my channel. If you like today's video, go ahead and check out that video that's on the screen right now. And I hope to see you guys inside that video.